Hello, everybody, and happy Thursday. I hope everyone is having a fantastic Thursday. I know I am. God has been good to me even since I woke up this morning. First of all, He woke me up this morning, so whoo, that just says it all right there. So I'm grateful on today. I am just happy. I'm healthy. My children are doing well. My two oldest who are not in the home, they reach out to me, and that makes me feel so blessed when my children reach out to me. My babies, there are now adults that will always be my babies. So I definitely feel blessed and grateful and happy and healthy and everything else good. I just feel blessed today, and I hope you all are too, feeling blessed as well. But today I just want to talk about accountability. That's something that we rarely ever talk about, is accountability, being taking responsibility for our own actions. In my book, I talk about, a lot of decisions that I chose to make, that leaded me into a path of self-destruction. And I do take full accountability for the bad decisions that I chose to make in my life. Although the things that happened to me as a child did leave, some scars and wounds, and it just left a lot of extra healing, for me to go through. But, maybe God allowed me to go through a lot of things that I had to go through for a reason. So, I mean, it is what it is. We can't change our past. We can't change our family. The only thing we can do is move forward and choose a better life for ourselves, and make wiser decisions going forward than we made in the past. So, that's the name of the game. It's all about you live and you learn. And I'm not mad at that concept at all. But one thing we have to do, I once heard Steve Harvey say that the most successful man in the world is the one who knows how to take accountability for his own actions. And that thing stuck to me. I mean, it had to be at least some years ago since I heard Steve Harvey make that statement. But it's so true, and I learned how to do that along the way. But when you really start to apply that, apply that concept of taking responsibility for your own actions and not pointing the finger at what he did or what she did, or what they did, especially as adult people. We grown and we choose to do whatever we choose to do, but when it comes down to taking accountability for our actions, it's so much easier for us to point the finger at someone else and say, well, such and such did this, or this person did that. And it's just so much easier to take the blame off of ourselves and instantly put it on someone else. It is easier for us as humans in our human mind. But making that decision, it leaves zero room for growth. You can't grow if you don't recognize your own mistakes. By pointing the finger at other people, you leave no space for yourself to grow, because you might come into a situation again where you need accountability, or you need to take responsibility for your own actions for you to move on to the next level of your life. And you will literally stunt your own growth because you are not willing to take accountability for your own actions. We can't do that. We have to learn how to take accountability for our own actions. It might be $1 billion on the other side of self accountability, and we be so busy talking about, well, it ain't my fault if this person didn't do this or if that person didn't do that. Well, all you had to do was take responsibility for your own actions and learn from your mistakes. And then on the other side of accountability, then somebody might be waiting to say, well, I'm glad you learned your lesson. Well, here you go. Like, it's a prize in it. It's such a reward in taking accountability for our own actions. You grow, you move forward, you learn from your mistakes, you level up. You don't stay at the same level. Like, we're going to make mistakes. We are going, life, it comes with life. We are going to make mistakes, but you don't want to be making the same mistake as a child, that you were making as a child. You don't want to be making those same mistakes when you become an adult. It's levels to it. We want to be able to grow. We have to expand our thoughts. We have to expand our mind. We have to expand our growth. We have to move on to higher levels in our life, mentally and physically. I mean, I'm not telling you to go to anyone and say, well, hey, I'm sorry. I'm not telling you to make a list and check it off and go backwards and, start from where you began making your mistakes at and apologize to everyone you have harmed or anything like that. I'm not telling you to do that, but if you just start with yourself from the inside, recognize your own mistakes, regardless to whoever did whatever. We all have the choice. We all have the choice of how we will respond to, whatever decision. We are all responsible for our own decisions. We got the choice to do or to not do, to act or how we're going to react to any situation. It's all up to us. Nobody is behind us holding a gun to us saying you better react in a certain way or something like that. I remember when I was in middle school, and it was a group of girls who would like to go around beating people up. So I remember the girl, she wanted me. I thought she was, I didn't know that she was like in a gang like that. I actually met her in church, so I didn't know that she was like that. But she tried to entice me to put my hands on another student, to fight somebody. This girl never did anything to me a day in her life. And she was like, go ahead, twin, beat her up. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm like, you got the wrong one. I'm not going to, be sitting here jumping and fighting and beating somebody up that, this girl never did anything to me a day in her life. I'm not doing that. And of course, the girl who was enticing me to do that, she wasn't happy about that, me not, fighting myself into her gang. I didn't even know that that's what I was supposed to be doing or whatever, but it was my choice not to do that, because I know a decision like that, it comes with consequences. It comes with, repercussions. You can't just go around beating people up just because you ain't got nothing else better to do, and I'm sure that the person, the head of that gang, if that's what she called herself or whatever, I'm quite sure that she had to deal with a lot of repercussions of her actions just for not making, wise decisions. Like, I don't care who's enticing you to do something right or do something wrong, but I'm saying especially as adult people, we have the choice of decisions that we make. And, just like I was saying before in one of my prior videos, you will always reap what you sow. But accountability, us taking responsibility for our own actions, is one of the best ways we can learn how to grow. You will move forward in life so much faster if you learn how to take accountability for your own self. I mean, I know people older than me that can still sit around and say, well, this person didn't do this or that person didn't do that. And I have even tried to call, certain people out on their mess. And I'm like, well, what did you do? You study pointing the finger at somebody else, but what decision did you make? What role did you play? And they say, well, yeah, they will take a little bit of accountability for their own actions, but they'll say, but still, this person, they will give the other person the majority of the responsibility for however the situation did or didn't play out, and then it might not have worked out for them in their favor. And you still have room to sit there and talk about what somebody else did or didn't do, and you sit here with the short end of the stick. Who has time? Who even has time to sit around and point the finger? All I know is I need to eat, or my kids need to eat, or my bills need to get paid, or I need a car, or, my life needs to move forward and move up. I need to be elevated in my life, in my mind, in my body, in my spirit. Who has room to point the finger at anybody else? It's not going to work out for you in your own benefit. Next go round, which is as long as the Lord wake you up, there will be a next go round. You can't be sitting here giving yourself a pity party, still talking about what that person didn't do for you to end up in the situation that you're in right now. You got to say, well, I'm going to take accountability for my own actions. It didn't play out right. It didn't work out right. Maybe I shouldn't have depended on that person. Or maybe I could have made it a better decision. Or maybe I should have had a backup plan or supported myself more in this situation, so I won't have to depend on nobody else for, my situation to come through the way that I need it to come through. Take accountability for your own actions so your situation can turn out better. I know people who have been soaking in the same situation, and it only gets worse for years and years and years, and it's sad to see. Some of these people I love dearly with all my heart, and not to, take anything away from them, but I have firsthand witnessed, the consequences of not taking accountability for your own actions. One, it's not growing up. You hear people say, well, when are you going to grow up? You can't grow up if you can't take accountability for your own actions. You so busy putting the blame on other people and talking about why this person didn't do this or why that.